Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel. I hope you've been enjoying our videos. I hope you've been liking them. Today I'm going to share with you when I became a shepherd, a real one, for one day. Stay tuned and keep watching. See you soon. Well, to tell you the truth, I really wanted to do this for a long time, but I only could do it this last summer, like a few months ago. Why did I want to experience this job, or whatever you want to call it? Well, as some of you may know, I'm right now studying to be a pastor. I'm studying theology, and to be a pastor is nothing else, by name, by definition, of being a shepherd of sheep. And I really want to know what being a shepherd of real sheep had to do with being a shepherd of people. So one of these days, I was driving near my hometown in Portugal, and there are some flocks, some shepherds with some flocks, and as I went driving by one of them, I said, I'm going to stop the car and I'm going to ask if I can tag along and if I can be a shepherd for one day. So I stopped the car, I took a breath, and I went to the guy there. It was a small guy. And in Portugal, they have a very, very traditional clothes, like a flat jacket, a short hat, and a rod, sorry. And they have a rod. And I went to him and I said, hey, hi, my name is Albino. What's your name? And he said, oh, I'm Chico. Well, do you need something? And I said, yes, of course. I really need something. I was wondering if I could tag along with you for one day, because I'm really interested to know what is this of being a shepherd. And he said, of course. So we scheduled a day, and on that day, very early, I was there. I was with him and his younger son, and we all went to take care of the sheep for the whole day. We walked more or less 20 kilometers. And it doesn't sound a lot, but it was, because you are all day walking very slowly, taking care of the sheep. And it was an amazing experience. I learned a lot. But all the things that I learned, they were like clicks, lamps of light for all the things I already read in the Bible. And on that day, at the end of that day, the most amazing thing, Chico shared a lot of things. How the sheep were, how he knew every sheep by name, or because of the things that they had for small traits or smaller things, he would give them names. And he was sharing this with me because some of the days he was all alone with the sheep. And because of that, he was going to know them better and better. How does this connect with being a true shepherd, a pastor of people? Well, in a lot of ways, but we're going to go to that. At the end of that day, Chico told me one of the things that I'll keep with me for the rest of my life. He said this: being a shepherd is not hard. All the things that you need to learn, by doing it, you're going to learn it, because you're going to start to know the sheep. You know their traits, and you know how to do it because you are always with them. But the thing that you need the most is love for the sheep, the willingness to be with the sheep every day, to love them and to take care of them. And that is exactly, guys, the center of all the shepherds that are in the Bible. It made so much sense in my head when he said that. I even had goosebumps. Since the beginning of the Bible, being a shepherd is a very important job. From Abraham to Jacob to Moses, Moses spent 40 years in the desert to know how to be a shepherd, so he could be a shepherd for 2 million people. He had a very big flock, So how important is this? But the most amazing thing, the most important thing, is to have love for the sheep. Even King David, that for all the Bible is one of the biggest characters in the whole the Bible, was a shepherd in his younger days. And those days were the days that gave him the abilities, the capabilities of being a good king, of taking care of the people, to know them, to love them as they were his sons and daughters. But the biggest shepherd of all, the one that surpassed everything, was Jesus. Jesus came to this world to be our shepherd. He even says that in the Bible. I'm going to share with you a chapter in the Bible that Jesus talks specifically about this. It is written in John, the book of John, chapter 10. And Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. He also says that the shepherd calls the sheep, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. How amazing is this? I was reading this, and I was hearing Chico, that is not a Christian, that never read the Bible, and the words were the same. Even more, Jesus says, I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd gives his life for the sheep. Guys, I think being a shepherd reveals all this that Jesus is saying. And Jesus spoke 2,000 years ago. And a 21st century real shepherd has the same opinion about sheep. Now, if we change and if we see that the sheep are you and me, are all of us, we are sheep. Because I don't know if you know this, but sheep are one of the dumbest animals in the world. And I could see that on that single day, because sheep are a flock and they start to go, but if one stays behind to eat something that it shouldn't, like trash or something, 5 or 7 or 8 are going to stay with that sheep. And there's the need of someone to go back and to get them back to the flock. And that time, and sometimes that is the job of the shepherd and also of the shepherd dog. Shepherd dog has a very, very important job because he's just the shepherd helper, is his arms and his legs. Because the shepherd says, go. And this shepherd dog goes and he tries to get around the sheep to the flock. How amazing is that? But the shepherd is always willing to give his life for the sheep. Guys, when I was there and I was remembering all these things that I've read, I think I was humbled, because sometimes we look at people and we think we know more or we know less. But the experience that we can have from nature, that we can have from these simple jobs, from these simple people that are in contact with nature all day long, we can learn so much. And I've learned so much. And I can see today that we need shepherds. We need a shepherd. We need the voice of the shepherd to bring us closer to this flock. We are sheep. And as sheep, we sometimes deviate from the path, me included. Every day, I do things that I shouldn't. And I need to hear the voice of my shepherd calling me back, saying, hey, Tiago, come back. Don't do that. Don't eat that trash. And you also should hear this voice. But we can only hear the voice of the shepherd if we start to know him, if we spend time with him. So I invite you to know this shepherd. I would like to finish with an amazing psalm. The King David wrote the Psalms to encourage us. But this psalm, you and me, we know it, or at least we've heard it. And it's Psalm 23. Psalm 23, guys, we've heard it in songs, we've heard it so many times. But for the first time in my life, I could read this psalm putting myself in the skin of a sheep. And as a sheep, I would like you to hear it also. So listen. It says like this: The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup runs over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. As sheep, how amazing are these words. I want to dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I want the Lord to be my shepherd. And if he is my shepherd, your shepherd, we are going to have amazing things. Not in this life, maybe, but in an eternal life with him. So I invite you, every day of your life, know this shepherd. Don't be afraid to be a sheep of his flock. Hope you have enjoyed this message. Comment below, like it, and share it. See you soon. Bye, guys.